Wednesday, bit of a breeze, thank God, because it's going to be about 32 degrees. So it's becoming quite warm, and I'm suffering a bit, like I say, a bit of heat rash and stuff I can't really throw. Last night I had a shocking night. Took me till, I went to bed a little after 10, and it took me till about 1 AM before I started feeling comfortable. I just felt hot and itchy up until that point, so I might have to use aircon. It's just very unusual for me to, if I have to do that in November, that would be a first. But I just seem to be susceptible to skin irritation, so the heat is definitely setting me off. So I might just have to do what I do in the middle of summer, and that's turn on the aircon just before I go to bed, cool down the room for about a half hour, and just take the sting out of everything. I feel like a real wuss because in the past I've sort of been able to avoid using aircon, but I seem to be using it more as time goes on. I'm getting older, I guess. It's not like I'm getting that, my weight's pretty stable, so it's not like I'm putting on much on any weight. So could be just the accumulation of medication I'm on over a period of time. It can build up, and there's the bus behind me. I can hear it coming by now. Good. Oh, should get a bit of shade at the bus stop, so that's good. So I've got to go into Cairns again today, and what I might do is actually go all the way to Central and get to Kmart and pick up some stuff there, as well as from the supermarket. I've got a Coles delivery tomorrow. Regarding the shredder, looks like I'm not going to be able to get it because it's out of stock. So the gods aren't shining on me there. Right to the beginning of the actual bridge, and that has not been possible before today, to my knowledge anyway. So it's that whole length of pathway is now open. So just a matter of them completing the railing on the side of the bridge, and I'd say we're ready to go to Clifton Hill on the bike trail, which will be fantastic. So I didn't expect this much progress to be made, so it's good, but I just hope that they don't delay it for just leaving the temporary scaffolding here. That's crazy. Really, they need to open it up and allow people to traverse the whole length of it. But yeah, like I said, there's no barriers up that end. They're still doing some work on the toilet area with the showers and what have you, people bathing, but it's in good nick. We're doing well. So soon we won't have to look through these this rebarb. It'll be open to the public, and we can ride the whole length, and that'll be great. It's nice to be able to sort of look. You can see the remnants of the beach shack over that side. They've still got all that structure there, but I don't know whether it'll open again. The new owners may not be interested, so it remains to be seen. But well, at least now we can ride up to where the bridge is, which is good, and it's going to be exciting when we finally get access. It's a pretty hot Friday. It's around 3:30. Been waiting for a grog delivery from First Choice. It was supposed to be Monday, but they bumped it to today. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to catch up. I'm going to have to basically leave, because I'm going to the beach house for drinks. It's more important than waiting around for a delivery, and it means I'll have to go to the bloody post office to pick it up, which is a hassle. Yeah, it's annoying. You know, any time this week would have been fine apart from Wednesday, but of course it had to happen on Friday when I had to go out. And yeah, just one of those things, unfortunately. Supposed to be getting another delivery on Monday. We'll see. I don't need to go anywhere on Monday. So that'd be convenient if that works out. But it's really taken a long time for this first choice one to turn up, because they took a week just to pick it up from the depot in Brisbane. It took them a whole week after I put the order in online. So it was the Wednesday, from one Wednesday to another, they're basically twiddling their thumbs. And so that's really annoying, because I should have actually already have had it probably early this week. So it's typical, of course, that they would deliver late in the day when I'm not there. It's just one of those things. Actually, it didn't feel that hot out. I'm surprised. It's hotter in the house because it's like an oven with the Bessemer bricks. So I bet you they won't even get to my place till about 5:30, if they even make it today. So would not surprise me if they don't even show. So it's not worth just waiting around. I'd rather have a drink, a cold drink. Yeah, got a bit of a breeze. It's quite refreshing. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be a lot worse off than this. Saturday morning, I'm heading off to Trinity Beach Australia Post Office to pick up the grog that should have been delivered to my address yesterday. It's about 8:30 on Saturday morning. It's already pretty warm, about 27 degrees online apparently. That's what they say the temperature is, but who knows, it could be 29. It's yeah, it feels warm, that's for sure. And I may walk there and walk back. We'll just see how it goes. Not sure about that. I might take the bus back. So there'll be a bus at around 9:30, because the Australia Post is supposed to open at 9 o'clock. So that's the plan. People out here walking in this sun. I have to do it to get this delivery, but I certainly wouldn't do it for pleasure. I certainly handled the walk to the pub better yesterday than I did the previous Thursday. So that was good. Yeah, it's affecting everybody. You know, when it's about 34 degrees and it's high humidity, it's pretty unpleasant. Right now it's probably almost touching 30, I'd imagine. So it's not far short of that. As I say, unfortunately, there's just no cloud cover. A little bit over there, but it'll make a huge difference. Out in the sun, it's just not fun. Well, that's a new low for Australia Post, I'll tell you. They left a note in my letterbox. They said that they were going to deliver yesterday, after originally saying Monday. And now, when I get to the actual post office on Saturday morning, the lady tells me it's not waiting there, and on the actual slip it says Monday. So why the hell would they leave a slip in my letterbox every other time? That just means that I wasn't at home and I'd have to go to the post office. But this time they decided to leave a slip in my letterbox saying they're going to deliver Monday. Got some exercise out of it, but it's a stinking hot day and I'd prefer not to have to walk this distance. It's just terrible communication. They change it from Monday to Saturday, and then they leave a note in my letterbox, which normally every other time would indicate that it's there for pickup, to say that it's going to be Monday again. Absolute dickheads. Oh. I'll be certainly contacting Australia Post about this. I don't blame the poor girl who was serving me. It wasn't her fault, and I told her that, you know, but I'm just pissed off. I'm hot and I'm angry. It's not a pleasant day for a walk. It was a lot nicer yesterday walking to the pub, maybe because I was going to the pub. Now I'm going to get a nice cold drink. Well, I'll certainly be getting a cold drink back home, but oh my God. They just seem to go out of their way to confuse people. And of course I've got crap eyesight, so I didn't even look at the date. Well, I didn't. Why would I? They told me it had been changed to that day. Why would you then change it back? over the halfway mark back home. One thing is curious, walking down Kawara Street, I know why it felt so damn hot when I was walking there about half hour ago. There's no breeze. Like now, we've got another northerly, which you normally get down here. Usually it's quite a wind tunnel, so it cools you down. But for some reason, when I was walking here a little earlier, there's virtually no breeze, so it just made it even hotter. But it actually gusted up just before, and it really just reminded me that it takes a lot of the edge off. So it's very picturesque around here. It's very nice. Oh, I've got to get my poison pen out online and give Australia Post a good serve, I'll tell you. I'm fired up this time. I've had some shocking customer service of recent times, I've got to say. I had a guy from Great Southern Bank. He said he was going to call me Friday. Didn't hear a word from him. Aldi Mobile about a month ago said they're going to call me the following day. Hadn't heard a word from them. Just pathetic. Yeah, the Kookaburra agrees. Laughable customer service. And Coles, of course, Coles delivered on Thursday. Deliveries are great. Trouble is, I have absolutely no invoice for that delivery. And one of the items that was supposed to be delivered wasn't delivered. I just want to know what I'm being charged for it, but I've got no information to go on because the electronic invoice doesn't work. And when you complain to them, they don't reply. Of course they don't. No one does. There's no customer service anymore. It's gone. It's Tuesday. Got my long walk to Trinity Beach, and it's all customer service related. One of the many customer service issues that I've had recently. This one's caused by one of the GPs writing a script for me that for my eye drops that didn't have any repeats. So I have to now get another prescription. I think it's pretty ridiculous. I thought the GP should be able to just issue me with another script that was correctly filled in, because I think it's a clerical error. But you just don't expect any accountability or customer service these days. When I emailed the clinic, they just said go and make another appointment. It doesn't cost me anything, but if you're not a pensioner, you have to pay for those appointments. I'd be bloody screaming at them if that was the case. Actually, it's not too bad out at the moment. We have a severe weather warning regarding heat and an impending cyclone that's off the coast and could hit anywhere between, what did they say? They didn't say Brisbane, it was a bit higher up than that. So they really can't predict where the landfall is going to take place with cyclones. So it's like earthquakes, I guess, and volcanic eruptions. So still a lot of guesswork involved. So I'm heading off. I got my grog yesterday, so that was good. That was actually the Liquorland delivery that I'd ordered about, I'd say 10 days after or at least a week after the first choice delivery, which I still haven't picked up. It shows you how tardy they've been at first choice. They took a week just to get the courier to pick it up. It's just ridiculous. Oh, it's nice and cool here. This is lovely. Yeah, it's just around 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's not too bad. So I'll be glad when this is over, because I just want to avoid walking in the heat. The exercise will be good, but you know, if you're going to do exercise this time of year, you want to do it really early in the morning, probably at the crack of dawn. And maybe it's worth getting a treadmill or something, so I don't even have to leave the place and just can have a fan on me or something like that. I was talking to my neighbour yesterday. She just started up a conversation out of the blue. It's very unusual. I haven't spoken to her for probably over 6 months. But she mentioned to me that she'd actually had 2 encounters with the notorious Trevor, the bike rider. He'd come across her on 2 occasions, and she didn't mess around either. She actually contacted the cops She's so pissed off with him, and I think she was under the impression they did actually go and visit him. So Trevor's reputation in this suburb is quite extensive. It seems virtually everybody knows this guy or has had some sort of encounter with him, but it seems as if his primary targets are women and kids. So he's a real class act if that's the case. So so there you go. She was not happy at all about it, and she did the right thing. So, but she wasn't aware that there was a Facebook group about him, and didn't know about his ham radio stuff either. So I sort of filled in a few blanks for her. But yeah, it's amazing having a character like that here, because it's the last place you'd expect it. It's pretty much Sleepy Hollow. So, apart from the bird life, as you can hear, which is very nice. Yeah, it's a lovely area, but we do have our resident nutter. Hopefully he doesn't turn violent. He's not exactly a spring chicken. I think she got to see his face. I never did actually. I only saw his back. So I finally caught up with a film that I hadn't seen. I don't think I'd ever seen it actually, and I suppose it's a bit of a classic. It's a kids' film, I guess. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It's actually not badly made, and the ending was a bit rushed, but apart from that, it was quite a decent sort of flick, and they had some nice set designs of the backyard where the kids were reduced to the size of an ant, in effect, even smaller than ants, so they were very tiny, so everything looked so gigantic. And in their back lawn, it was like a jungle. So I thought that was very well done. Like I said, the art direction was very good. And of course, it was a Walt Disney film. This is back in the days when Disney used to actually cater to what the general public wanted rather than trying to shove woke politics down their throat. So it was really nice to see what they were and how badly they've fallen, really. Because it seems like every project they come up with these days is a massive loss at the box office. They're not doing well. People are rejecting them, which is great. And I don't know how long they can keep going like that. There's a lot of studios in Hollywood that are finding the hard way that get woke does mean get broke. And I'm very happy about that. Another thing that's interesting is that the Daily Mail seems to be definitely giving Albanese a hard time. I'm not particularly worried about that because I don't think he's doing a great job. But there seems to be a negative article about Albo virtually every day now. So it appears as if they're running some campaign. So I wonder how long he can last. I suspect that the opinion polls aren't going to improve for him as time goes on. So I don't think he's hit the depths yet. And I doubt whether he'd be able to recover, but you never know with politics. It's a strange game. Certainly wouldn't be shedding any tears myself if we saw the arse end of him, but you know, everyone's got their own opinion when it comes to politics, don't they? I've already seen the GP, and I've got what have I got? About over a quarter of an hour to wait till Australia Post opens. No, over 20 minutes. Yeah, super fast, too bloody fast. Actually, after a long walk like that, I would have actually liked to have been in the waiting room for a little bit of time to cool down, but and the same with the chemist, although they didn't have the eye drops, but they got my anti-statins pretty quickly. So now I'm outside and I'm waiting here. The post office is around the corner, but there's no seating area there. and they open at 9 o'clock. The bus comes by at 9, so I might try to make that rather than walk home. Depends how heavy the bottles are. There's half a dozen of them. Yesterday's delivery was only 2 bottles. They're both 1 litre though, so a decent size. But this consignment, one of them's 1 litre. That's the Jameson Irish whiskey, and the others are all 700ml. But that's still 6 bottles in total. It's a fair bit. So I don't know if I want to walk home with that. So probably better to take the bus, but it's going to be a bit tight because it's supposed to be 12 past. Yeah, coming at 12 past 9, so it's pretty tight. I've made it this far, almost to Gannett Street, so carrying all the grog. I thought the bus just passed by as I walked up to the main road, up to Trinity Beach Road, so I thought, bugger it, I'll just walk it. But gee, I couldn't last much longer. It's quite draining. Not enough shade, basically. It's better up here, but going along Kawara Street down where it bends after the creek there, that's where you get no shade, so it's really, really tough going. It's Wednesday, got to head off to the Big Smoke for an 11:30 appointment, a bit later than usual. So it's going to be hotter. Not ideal, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. So, trying to think what I was going to say. I've got a whole lot of things on my mind, and as soon as I turn the camera on, my mind goes blank. Typical. Yeah, so it apparently I'm trying to think what the name of the cyclone is. Fairly common name, a male name. It's supposed to, the landfall is now supposed to be somewhere between Mackay and Brisbane. That's the prediction, of course. You know, I say it a million times today. Cyclones are really hard to predict. Just weather in general, it's just very difficult, but that's what they're saying. Now, I don't know if we're going to get much relief from it, because it doesn't sound like it's going to do much damage when it does land. It's going to be just like a cool change type situation. Bit of rain, I guess, but we may not get it here. If it's, I guess if it's near Townsville, we might get something, but if it's way down the highway, maybe not. We could do with the relief. There's a bit of a breeze today, so it's not quite as bad, but again, I've had to have aircon on every night. So, yeah, just too oppressive. So I had the aircon on till last night, only about midnight last night. But some nights I've had it on till about 4 AM just because I'm stuffing around with the controls on the aircon, not because but usually it just takes a couple of hours to cool it down. And I've got it on 28, so it's pretty high on the thermometer, but it still seems to make a big difference. So I guess it's the lack of humidity is a big thing. It gets rid of that, and it makes all the difference. So I don't really work the aircon too hard. I'll be getting a bill maybe on Friday, probably due on Friday, I would say. So got a couple of days to go, and I want to see how bad it's going to be. It'll be in excess of $100 because there won't be any subsidies, and I know that'll sound pretty low to most of you, but it's all relative. And in the past I've been used to bills in the range of say 55 to 65, so for me it's a huge jump. It's a no-brainer. Oh, I've got some shade there, that's good. If it gets much later, that shade will go once the sun's right overhead. So we'll see how today at least I'll get some relief, which is good. A lot of people may not know it, but there's actually in effect a civil war taking place in Burma. I could say Myanmar, but it'll probably end up being called Burma again anyway if the insurgents win. And they're doing pretty well apparently. There's a whole coalition of forces I think a few of them are ethnic based and they're regional, and they're giving the central authorities a pretty hard time. Question will be, can they take control of the central area that is currently in control of the national government? But in the past, those sorts of groups tend to do fairly well against a junta like that that's been in power for so long. And there's the Chrissy's decorations up near next to Trevor's place. I'm not sure what the name of that woman is who does those decorations, but I probably should check it out at night, because that's when it'll come into its own. And her power bill, well, you know, it's all relative, as I said. She's probably paying, well, I'm just guesstimate, but 500 to 1,000 a month if she's got all those lights happening. Who knows? But I imagine 500 would be within the bounds of possibility, because I think just a normal household, it would be not unusual for them to have bills in excess of 300. I think my next door neighbours, who are just a couple, who are the ones that are renting, I think they've paid about 300 a month, and their house isn't very well protected from the sun. There's no solar panels, and I think it gets a lot hotter inside than my place, which goes to show that I think having that insulation wasn't a bad idea. But I still do really need to have the exhaust fans on the roof just to get rid of that hot air in the cavity. But I don't think, I think I want to get a specialist roofing guy to do that, because I want to make sure there'll be no gaps in it when it's done, so that the water will get through, so rain will seep through. I want to make sure it's waterproof, and I think you need to have someone probably does that all the time, doing that type of job. But anyway, we'll see. Soon I'll be able to start talking about my next trip, which will hopefully won't be cursed like the previous three. So we'll see how it goes. I'm feeling a little better about the safety of my bank account, seeing I've got them on a separate computer, which I really only use to check my bank accounts now, and I feel as though they should be safer, but you just don't know. Hackers can be very inventive, and once they get their claws in. Yesterday I was just trying to link my get the Centrelink account with my pension, just linking it to my gov, and I've just had a hell of a time. I couldn't do Medicare either. I just got the school bus back because I had that late appointment. And we got to the school stop at about 2:45, and it wasn't the worst I've encountered. It was only about a couple of dozen students got on board, so that wasn't too bad. There's still a couple of seats spare, so no big deal. It's a pity they can't sort of have a system where the school kids can just walk past the driver, flash some sort of an ID or whatever, but they seem to have to still buy the paper tickets each time, which slows things down. So that's the main hassle. If you've got to stop there and you've got a couple of dozen people getting on board, it's the time it takes with all the ticketing. It's the pain. And I'm surprised that they can't come up with something better. I mean, of course, down in South East Queensland, they've got the card. A plastic card, you just flash that all the time, speeds everything up, much better system. But you're going back in time when you're up in far North Queensland. Still, it's a bit of a breeze. It's not too bad. It doesn't feel as humid as it has. So I might go down the shops again on Friday. We'll see how it goes, because I bought a bit of stuff, but I couldn't find the shortcut bacon at Woolworths. The price of chocolates there's nothing on special, virtually nothing. So they're gouging there before Christmas. Charming people the supermarkets are. I know Jackie Lambie's onto them, and actually I agree with Jackie about the cartel between Woolworths and Coles. It's ridiculous. They're both doing the same thing. They've got an agreement there where they're not going to give any major discounts on chocolate bars prior to Christmas. It's so bleedingly obvious. The other thing is I couldn't even get a turkey, a frozen turkey. It won't be till next week that Woolworths will have frozen turkeys, and it's leaving it a bit late, I would have thought. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.